Hello class, Mr. Stone here. The lesson I have for today is actually to show how two-step equations and so forth are solved, but it's really to show how to take like a pop quiz, okay? When the teacher says, hey, here's a quiz, and this is what she hands you. You're already 20 minutes into the class. She's been she's been explaining different things, that you've been covering. And 20 minutes in, next thing you know, she pulls off her desk. She says, hey, I'm just going to give you a pop quiz here. Of course, the class is only 40 minutes long. You only got 20 minutes left, okay? You quickly get it. You write your name on the top, and you start out like that, okay? So you write Jim. Let me get this pen going. I'm using time up here. I should have this going on. Wait. Okay, so we get the pen going. So I write my name, Jim. Okay, so I got my name there. I quickly look at it. I say, wow, there's 6 questions. I got 20 minutes left. That means I got 3 minutes question. Real quick math. Okay, so I look down. I say, hey, what can I answer real quick? Okay, so I'm going down, and I get problem number 4. It says, you bought a $5, because the others require some math work, okay? You bought a $5 magazine and 4 erasers. You spent a total of $25. How much should each eraser cost? Okay, so I quickly write, I got 5 plus, I know this, and there's 4, and the variable is going to be x because it's the cost of erasers, equals 25. So I write my formula all like that, and I'm getting ready to kind of think I got to solve this, but I'm looking, the answer's given here, and it really doesn't say, hey, the eraser cost me $1, the eraser cost me 50 cents. It doesn't say anything, but I look down there, and I can see number B here is what I got written. Okay, so the answer's B. So, hey, this one's right. Okay, so I got this one right. I'm going to put a check there. Okay, I know that's correct. Okay, now, quickly, I got to do work on the next one. And, oh, no, this might be an easy one. Number 6. What does isolate the variable mean? Okay, double the variable? No. Oh, look at this. Get the variable by itself. Okay, number D. Okay, D is what it is. Get the variable by itself. So, hey, I got this one. Okay, hey, so I got 2 right. Okay, now let's go back to the beginning. Okay, because all the rest are fairly similar. Okay, but quick math in my head says, hey, I already got 33%. I'm not doing bad already. Okay, so this is a more positive, I got positive vibes in my head now. Because I've already solved 2 problems and fairly quickly. Didn't take me any time. I'm looking up at the clock. Hey, I used 2 minutes. I didn't use any time. Okay, so hey, let's start with the first one. So if you look at how the paper's designed, I got a little space on the left-hand side. She might have gave us some scratch paper, some paper I can write, or she lets me write on something, okay? But here's what I'm going to start doing, okay? So I'm going to write number 1, okay? Put a little circle there. And now the formula, I'm going to rewrite this formula. I'm going to write negative 6w plus 1 equals negative 11. Okay, now remember what number 6 was, get the variable by itself. So hey, how do I do that? I subtract 1 from both sides. So I subtract 1 from this side, subtract 1 from this side. Bring this down, go down here. These 2 cross out. I bring down the negative 6w, okay, equals negative 11 and negative 1 equals negative 12. Okay, so it's negative 12. Now, I divide by 6. Okay, negative 6. I divide by negative 6. And what I do to one side, I got to do to the other side. So divide by negative 6. This 2 crosses out. So I get w equals negative 6 divided by negative 12. Negative divided by negative equals a positive. So it's going to be a positive 2. Let's see if positive 2 is any of those answers. Yeah, it is right here. Number C. I got that one. Look at that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do on my scratch paper, I'm going to square this off just so it don't get mixed up with other things, okay? So I square that off. Now, hey, let's go down to the next one, number 2. So I'm going to write number 2 so I know which one this little scratch paper is referring to, because as you see, I'm going to kind of fill up this slot here. I could be filling up a little piece of paper beside me. Okay, so I got to keep track of what I'm doing. And you want to write as legible as you can so you can go back and look at this later and say, hey, here's what I did. Did I subtract the negative? Did I divide by 6 correctly? Should it have been, did I write this wrong or should it have been a 5? Who knows what I should? Did I add 2 plus 3 equals 6 instead of 2 plus 3 equals 5? So I can go back and recheck my work at the end if I get time. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to rewrite this one too. So I got 3c plus 5 equals 23. 23. So hey, I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. Okay, subtract 5 from this side, and what I do to one side, I got to do the other. Subtract 5. These two cross out. I got 3c equals 23 minus 5 is 18. Now, I got to get to c by itself. Remember, isolate the variable, okay? So I divide 3 by both sides, okay? C equals 18 divided by 3, 6. Okay, let's see, is 6 one of the answers? Yeah, it is, right here. So I circle that one, okay? Now, I'm all the way down to 3. So 3. I got 2d plus 7 equals 9. I subtract 7 from both sides. 7 from this side. What I do to one side, I got to do to the other side. 7. These two cross out. I got 2d equals 9 minus 7 is 2. Divide both sides by 2 to get the d by itself. D equals 1. Okay, let's see if that's one of the answers. D equals 1. There it is right there. Number C. So I circle that one. Now I'm down to 5. Whoop, I got to square these off so I can kind of keep them track. Okay, so you square this off and square this off. That way things don't start blending together, because they will. As you see. Did you see how it started to blend together? And that can happen. So you want to square it so you can look back real quick at something. Okay? So now number 5. Okay? I got 5x plus 3 equals 33. I subtract 3 from both sides. What I do to one side, I got to do the other. So I got 30 there. These two cross out. I got 5x equals 30. I divide both sides by 5. Divide this side by 5. I got x equals 6. Okay, let's see, is 6 one of the answers? 6 it is, right here. That's it. Let's square this off so we can keep track of all this stuff. And that's it. Wow, I got them all. I look at the clock. I still got 6 minutes left, 7 minutes left. Okay, so I'm not going to turn in my paper. Other kids are going up turning their paper. They'll be the first ones. They think they're the A students. Okay, but I'm not going to turn in my paper. I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at each one of these. Okay, so I'm going to take the first one. Okay, let's see. So I got 6w plus 1 equals negative 11. I subtract 1 from both sides. Those two cross out. I bring it down. I stuck with my negative. I didn't get rid of the negative. That can sometimes happen. You don't carry down the negative, okay? So I still got the negative 6w equals, and negative 11 minus 1 equals a negative 12, and it does, okay? Now I divide both sides by a negative 6, which is what I'm supposed to do, and a negative divided by a negative equals a positive, so my answer is going to be a positive. If I made any mistakes, I didn't carry down the negative or anything, I would have came up, and B would have been my answer here. You get what I mean? Okay? So that's why I went back and checked. Because a lot of times, hey, you can not carry down that negative sign, and you would have got that negative 2. But now, when you go back and check it, you pick it up. But that's why you write on the scratch paper on the left-hand side, so you can double-check your work, okay? Now, let's go to the next one, okay? So we got 3c plus 5 equals 23, okay? So I subtract 5 from both sides, and those two cross out, yep, correct. 23 minus 5, and it does equal 18, so I get down 3c equals 18. I divide by 3, And 18 divided by 3 does equal 6. Did I circle the right one? Yes, I did. Look at that. I circled the right one, okay? So now let's go down to the next one, number 3. So let's see if I wrote it correctly. It says 2D plus 7 equals 9. Yep, that's correct. So I subtract 7 from both sides. So those two cross out. The 2D comes down. The 9 minus 7 does equal 2. So then I divide by 2. And 2, yep, D equals 1. Yep. And I circled the right one. I picked it. Okay, now I'm number 5. Okay, because right in the equation, and I did do the right one, it says $5 magazine, 4 erasers, 5 plus 4x equals 25. And that is one of the choices. Okay, and even though they asked how much did each eraser cost, they didn't give you the option of how much each eraser cost. Okay, they didn't. That's not one of the ones to pick. Okay, so they wanted you to write the formula that you wrote. Okay, so you're correct in that. Okay, and I don't think any other answer would fit in there. Okay. Now, if D, I'm just reading this over, guys, for you, okay? You ready? If D, see D here? If D said 25 minus 5 equals 4x, that would be a possible answer too, you know, okay? But they didn't. They wrote 23, okay? So that's where they were off on that, okay? They wrote 23. They didn't write 25. If they wrote 25, that'd be a possible one too, okay? But they didn't, okay? So we're correct on the one we did. Okay, now let's go to 5. Okay, let's see if I wrote it right. It's 5x plus 3 equals 33. I subtracted 3 from both sides, and I did. Those two cross out, so I come now with 5x. 33 minus 3 does equal 30. So now I got to divide by 5. So those two cross out, so it's 30 divided by 5 equals 6. And 6 was an answer. But now do you see if you could get negative 6, you know? If you just, subtracted wrong or whatever. So that's why you got to go through this again. Okay, so we did get the correct answer. So the way I'm looking at this test, I got 100 on this. Okay, these are correct. Okay, and the last one, what does isolate the variable mean? And it does mean get the variable by itself. Okay, that's always our objective in these types of equations. Get the variable by itself. Okay, and that's it. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and just remember to write all your stuff down on the scratch paper so you can go back and check. And hey, the teacher's saying, hey, end the exam, the bell's sounding, I got to go to the next class, and I'm turning in my paper, and I'm one of the last ones. But I won't be the last one when they write the list of who got the most right, okay? We won't be the last one. We'll be up the top of the list, okay? Have a great day, guys. Take care. And remember what I always say is math can be fun. Thanks. Bye-bye.